Coach, I'm curious, this is a difficult scouting job when you have two opponents to look at for your first game on Thursday, and then if you get to Friday, you have two opponents that could be there. How do you divide that among the staff and prepare for this?
Well, we all already have scouting assignments in relation to the teams that we're playing. And so we try to work on a lot of this stuff during the summer and the fall where our guys have a working knowledge of the tendencies of our opponents. So they'll be working on both games at the same time. And we've already started evaluating the last number of games by several different opponents. So the guys are sticking with the teams that they've already been assigned to prepare for. And it's a lot easier to transition late because, for instance, we've already played Miami twice. We played Clemson twice. We're very familiar with Duke, and during this time of year, very few people will make that many drastic changes as to who they are. So what you have to do is just be prepared and be concerned about the tendencies and make sure that there are new things that they put into their system that we're aware of.
Not that guys are thinking back to last year, but how the ACC tournament went, being that close, can you learn from that experience? And it's a grind to play that many games in a row, but can they learn from that and maybe take it to this year?
Well, there's no doubt that we did learn a lot from last year's experience. I thought we were ahead at halftime in the championship game, and I thought that Duke came out with a little bit more energy than we did at the beginning of the second half, and they made life difficult for us. I mean, they were running faster, jumping harder, jumping higher, and really flexed their muscles. And I thought during that time we just didn't match that level. And plus, needless to say, they had three outstanding players that went top 5 picks in the draft, and they deserved to win the game. They outplayed us in that stretch. The challenge for us, though, was playing those 3 straight games in a row, 3 straight days in a row. That was somewhat challenging for us. And we lost 2 players, basically. Phil Kofer, we lost him, and I thought David Nichols started having issues from the pounding that those 3 days took. So there's a lot of wear and tear going into it, and sometimes it's the team that has been able to manage their conditioning level that time of year, during that time of year, makes a huge difference in sometimes how they perform.
How much can that conditioning, and you take pride in being 18 strong, how much can that help when you're potentially going to play 3 games on back-to-back days?
Well, there's no doubt that we take into consideration the quality of our depth keeps us fresher, and we are able to maybe not extend ourselves as much. But once you get into the postseason tournament, it's anybody's game. A team who's not playing well can get on a hot streak. A team who's excellent can find themselves very challenging. And when you look back at last year that University of Virginia won a national title, well, I think they won a national title because they lost to us in the semifinals, and they were able to go back home and get some rest. The year before that, they won the ACC title, and they lost by 25 points to Baltimore County in the NCAA tournament in the first round, a lot because I thought they were fatigued. So you have to prepare yourself not only for the ACC tournament, you want to go in and do your very best and hopefully come away with a title, and then you have to come back and prepare yourself for the NCAA tournament. And sometimes that's something people don't like to talk about. That little stretch, those 2 or 3 week stretches of trying to be at your very best can be extremely challenging.
And Patrick Williams earning the 6th Man Award in the conference on Monday. You've had a lot of sparks off the bench through the years, guys that could have been starters, but he provides you some really quality minutes. What has he kind of meant to you guys this year?
Our motto is 18 strong. There's no doubt about that. And over the last number of years, it's been very difficult for people to accept the fact that sometimes our better players are not necessarily always the starters. That's kind of who we are. That's what we've crafted our program. Sometimes you need more firepower coming off the bench. Fiondu Camagella probably was our best player last year. But the mere fact that we were able to start Chris Kamaji and he be a different type of player for a team to prepare for. Now you come in with Fiondu Camagella and he has a different style and a different skill set. We think that creates challenges for our opponents. So many times, sometimes our strategy doesn't necessarily meet the norms, and the way we utilize our players is maybe a little unconventional. But starting lineups are not nearly as important to us in doing this era as maybe it has been in the past with different teams and different systems.
I have to ask you, number 4 now in the AP poll. I know you doesn't probably mean that very much to you, but of course he hasn't been there since December 1972. Is that pretty cool to see that kind of the world's taking notice?
Well, there's no doubt that that's a good position you want to be in going into the final week of the season. That means that your players feel that their hard work has accomplished something. But we keep emphasizing where we want to be when the season's over. And there's no doubt that being 4th ranked gives you a certain sense of accomplishment and satisfaction, as long as we keep it in perspective. We're in a position now where we just need to keep grinding. We've gotten to this point with a certain focus and a certain approach. We don't want to lose that by feeling too good about ourselves. Cake's still in the oven. We don't want to take it out too quick.